extra medium show.
There's a pawn shop I always drive by when we go to Myrtle Beach. I might go on it. See what's in a Myrtle Beach pawn shop.
Probably standard stuff.
I would say so.
Suit of
But maybe
armor.
suit of armor would be sick
Would you get it?
if it's the right price.
Well, I don't know what the going rate for a suit of armor.
I
is.
guess it depends on what era
Does it have
it's
to?
from.
It doesn't have. Not. It's not. How do I say this? It's
It's not
gonna
going to fit me. It's not going to fit me. Let's be,
You were trying to
let's
think,
be honest.
how can I say it and not be an asshole?
Let's be honest. So obviously it's not going to fit width-wise, but there is a chance it wouldn't fit lengthwise either.
People were small back then.
People weren't 6'2" for the most part.
Yeah.
But I'm not disagreeing that.
I would put
We're
it
go-
on if you got it.
Would you?
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
So I have a helmet. I bought chainmail from an auction, and it was supposed to be a hood, but it's basically a T-shirt of chainmail. It weighed 45 pounds, and it was a size medium, and I'm like,
Isn't it like oily too?
yeah, it's covered in grease. I threw it away.
You threw it away.
Well, yeah.
Why didn't you just? clean it?
I was purging my garage one day, and it just
Should give it to him.
fell victim.
Yeah, the average height for people in like the Middle Ages and stuff was 5'5" to 5'8".
Oh yeah, I'd be a giant. I'd be like Hagrid in Harry Potter.
There's a Family Guy sketch about that. Jesus comes back and he's like 5 foot, and everybody's
I've seen that, yeah.
He's like, "What? This was normal size." Everybody's like, "That's funny."
Well, that's like when we went to the Mayan ruins.
Oh yeah, all the doorways.
yeah,
and
we
They're
have-
stuff.
so small.
Yeah,
And skinnies, but
Well,
I mean, they tend to be short guys anyway.
yeah,
I would
even
say-
not
I would say
nowadays. so-
people of Mayan descent are not necessarily the tallest people
Right.
I've seen.
Right. There's none in the NBA.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen people of that background over 6 feet.
There definitely are. I mean,
But have you ever like seen one?
how many Mayans do you know?
Well,
You're just saying Mexicans in general.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look at
Brooke Lopez.
Who?
He might not be Mexican.
I'm just going solely off his name. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
There's got to be like baseball players and stuff.
Manny Machado. No, but I think he's Puerto Rican.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
We're
I don't
getting
know.
to-
We're getting we're treading water right now. That's maybe not the best. So let's move on.
Just wild speculation. So I went to a winery
Yeah.
over the weekend with my wife,
Mm.
and I had a wine slushy. Delicious. Got kind of drunk.
Nice.
Had a headache the next day, but that's expected. Sugary.
What kind of
beverage.
wine?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
So there's a place.
It was straw. It was straw. It was like raspberry lemonade flavor.
That's the way to do it. So you can't get. I mean, I'm sure certain people like Moscato. I like Moscato, but or like Chardonnays and stuff like that. You can't do that.
No,
It has
and
to
this
be
was
like fruity
this was
wine.
a small town winery. It was all fruit.
Yeah,
fruity wine.
which I like that.
My wife didn't like. She was like, "What's the driest thing?" And they were like, "Yeah." So she was drinking sweet wine. She didn't like it.
I don't want to drink wine that hurts my throat.
I like a nice.
I've only had wine like a
dry
handful of
Riesling.
times, and I don't think I've found a wine that I like yet.
I like if I'm not drinking like a fruit wine, I like wines.
Had to finish that sentence.
whites only.
But not even all wine. Like a nice Riesling is great.
Yeah,
Moscato.
Sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Moscato. That's almost. I don't care. Like, that's almost like not wine to me. Like,
It's borderline grape, like fruit juice.
yeah,
Like
which I don't mind a fruit wine if that's
Yeah.
what it is. But
Yeah.
like
I don't know.
a nice-
I don't even know what.
a
nice
Pinot Grigio.
I could do a Pinot. I could do a Sauvignon Blanc. I could do a
You're speaking a
Riesling.
foreign language to me. Right?
Like literally.
yeah.
I mean,
But yeah,
what region do you prefer? Argentinian, Chilean?
I like the south of France.
Okay. Yeah. They've had some
No.
good harvests lately.
I mean, I think a lot of Riesling's like German.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about, to be honest. I just know Champagne is from a particular region.
I don't like reds. I mean, like a pink Moscato is good.
That's not a red, though.
No, it's not.
Like a rosé.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from. If I'm going red, it's yeah, I don't know. Like maybe like a Pinot Noir,
Some of those
a Malbec.
Some of those Italian, the Rossi ones. Those are a little okay, but that's not really like
A Chianti.
Yeah.
That counts. I think that counts.
Yeah.
Look at me. And this, anyway, sitting there getting drunk, nice view. You know what I mean? We already ate. Some people sit down next to us, clearly on a first date. It was awkward.
That's a bold move going to a winery.
Dude.
Younger or older than you?
It was comparable.
Okay.
They seemed like peers. You know what I mean? They didn't like. I wasn't like these are young, and they didn't seem old either. They seemed around my age. She cried within 5 minutes.
Wow.
He
Why?
asked about her parents, and her mom died.
Yeah,
she
that's not
started
hitting a
crying.
second date.
I'm okay with that.
But
I appreciate the vulnerability, but
I was like,
I'm also a crier, so
Did you
we
get
could
up
cry
and leave?
together.
no. I sat there and listened for a while. I could hear everything.
Was it going well?
She talked a lot more than he did. He was drinking Busch Light. Now you gotta remember where we were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
down in Cal Country a little bit, Cal County.
At least get like a blue moon.
Yeah, or like
know.
something
that's
crafty.
about-
Something crafty. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
What were they wearing?
Were they dressed for the occasion?
she was dressed pretty nice.
Jeans, boots,
I
and
think he might have had a polo on.
All right.
okay.
That's dressing up for a lot
For
of people.
him, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I got she was oil field person because I could hear the whole conversation. They were really close to it, talking very loud.
So she had money.
I don't know. I think she worked on an oil field. I don't think she's like.
Dang.
She doesn't own the
Yeah.
oil field. Yeah, yeah. She didn't fly in on a helicopter.
I mean, even if she worked at an oil field, she's
Those people make a
Yeah.
lot of money and do a lot of cocaine.
Whoa,
But that's what I've heard.
wild speculation. That didn't come from me. But I just thought for first date
that's like for me like a fourth or fifth date.
To cry?
No, to go to a winery.
Oh, I don't think the location was a problem. It was beautiful.
What's
Like,
your first date location?
I don't know. Basic?
That's pretty basic. You go there, order a drink. They have free seat, like open
Did they
seating.
have food or was it?
They sell like very basic food.
Yeah.
I went to dinner before that.
There's a winery right pretty close to your mom's house where you can bring your own food. And it's pretty great.
This dude definitely thought I was a pussy for drinking a slushie. For sure. But I don't care anymore.
Straw?
Even though, yeah.
Yeah, you
I almost asked for a spoon. I want to enjoy myself. What are we doing here?
You paid for it.
Yeah, I did. I gave myself brain freeze several times.
I'm not judging, but I'm just picturing you from his eyes. He's definitely thinking.
Yeah, and I had on like cotton Jordan shorts. They're pretty.
Yeah.
they were riding up. They're like that kind of sitting there. He definitely was like this asshole.
He's probably thinking, yeah, that's her brother.
I mean, maybe, but
I recently went to dinner with my wife and we were at a Mexican place and the two people
where you
sitting
point to the menu.
Yeah, it is. I can't say it.
Maybe you should practice or ask them. But then you would just okay.
It's fine. Whatever.
Moving on.
And there were two. They were probably, I'd say, mid-30s. And not that it really matters, but I think they worked with each other. But they were clearly on a date. And the thing that I took away from it was she paid for it. And I'm not all in like the man should pay for everything. Blah blah blah. I'm not into that.
What if it was work paying for it, and she
Yeah.
was the one that held the card?
I guess so.
Like I've gone to lunch with my boss and she's paid for it.
Right. I get it, but
I mean, just because you're banging your boss doesn't make it not a work lunch or work dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd believe it more if we were in an area like by hotels. Like I know I've gone on work trips before where it's been that situation. Not the banging, but the boss paying for.
Let's clarify that.
What exactly are you paying for?
But I think it was just a normal dinner date.
But it wasn't a first date.
I don't think it was.
Okay, there's no. I mean,
has your wife paid for dinner before?
Yeah.
Does she give you the money?
No.
To make it look like
I'm
you're
not going to pay for it. If she's going to pay for it, she pays for it. Our cards are linked to the same account.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't care about that.
Me either. I'll slide that shit right across the table.
Currently, my chip isn't working, so everything we've been doing, she's paying for.
They can swipe it.
Yeah, well, I ordered a new one, but, it takes time, and it's a whole thing, but...
I don't think I've ever not paid on a date. But if my date wants to go halves... I respect that. We can split it.
Dutch?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
going
but
Dutch?
It's never come up.
Both of us have names that could be male or female, so that's fine.
That is true.
Like I could go by her name and she could go by my name, and it's normal.
Huh. Never thought about that. Have you tried the thing I told you about when you order food using a more masculine name to see if you get more food?
No.
I told you that.
Did you?
Someone did a test at Chipotle.
Oh.
And they used women's names and men's names.
There's a Chipotle by my work that I started going in person. Dude, they load you up. If I'm
they're looking at you like, okay.
No problem.
I'm like, a little more.
We don't need this guy coming back.
He goes on a rampage.
Yeah. I went to a restaurant last night. And we were playing some trivia, and
trivia without me.
It was super spur of the moment. We'll get something going though. Don't worry.
The one place closed down.
Starts with a B. Not B.
No, the brewing place that we went to.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of others. That's
fine.
But
they had good wings for cheap.
Did they?
That's probably why they went out of business.
So it was pretty busy with it being trivia night. There's probably more people there than on a normal Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And apparently they only scheduled 4 people. It was a bartender. I think there were more than 4. A bartender, a waitress, maybe 1 cook, and then a busboy. But I think there were at least 2 cooks. And the vibe in the restaurant was so bad. Like, I get you're super busy, and I get it sucks. But, like, our waitress was, like... so annoyed with things, with like refills, or like, hey, can I have some extra napkins? You would have thought I just asked her for her firstborn child, and like I'm super nice.
Yeah, you're very unconfrontational,
and I'm like, I know when to ask and when not to. Like I think I can read a situation well enough to be like, okay, well I'll wait for this.
How do you feel about like grabbing something off a different table?
I'm okay with it if it's clear that that's probably not going to have someone
to like their little station and grab stuff.
Well,
I've done that too.
Yesterday, to help her out.
If I'm close,
yeah,
I'm not.
To help her, the what's the person that sits you? The hostess station had a whole bunch of napkins, and that's where the busboy guy was standing because he was also sitting people. Instead of making my waitress go and get napkins, I just went up to him. I'm like, "Can I have some extra napkins?" And got them. Mm-hmm. Super easy, no confrontation, nothing. But like she even was like kind of bitching about not having people there to us, and it's like I get it. It sucks. I get it. But it could be worse. Think of the positives. Think about all the tips you're going to get now that you don't have to split. But it probably still sucks. Yes, I get it.
Did it affect your tip?
No.
Oh, it's very big of you.
My wife paid.
Oh yeah.
No, and it was fine, and it worked out because there were 2 rounds of trivia. We ordered before the first round. We didn't get it until the second round, so it took a while.
What type of food was it?
Burgers. But it is what it is. But
was it a chain establishment?
No. It's
starts with a B.
Wrong.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different place.
No,
'Cause I know
it's
the one place.
it's on West Ave.
Uh,
Yeah. Anywho, I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up. Like, I'm not bitching about it because I get that her night probably sucked. But, like, does that affect your tip?
it has to be pretty bad for me to like
Yeah.
to dock.
Like, yeah, I can understand why she's upset.
I don't
but
know
it's
though.
like-
I've had times where we'll be like, and I'm like, she wasn't good at all. She's not getting a great tip.
Yeah, I've only
That might be
never
bad of me.
not tipped twice, and that's because the service was beyond justifiable.
Here's the thing, I'm a salesman. If I'm bad on a sales call, I'm not getting the sale.
Yeah,
If you're bad as a waitress.
It's a little different, but when you still
like
received your
if I've been there
goods,
more than
This is
45
true.
minutes and I haven't gotten a
Dude, so
refill-
my wife
Huh.
and I, we get forgotten about all the time.
yeah,
Like, servers will just not come back to our table.
it's your face.
I think it is. Like, multiple It's almost like
I've been with you a couple times where that's happened.
so often. Like,
And I'm not a patient. Like,
I always get the shitty seat, like right by in
Yeah.
the middle, or
Yeah.
like right by the kitchen
Yeah.
door, or something crappy.
Right
I'm
by the
like,
bathroom.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you another thing.
Will you ask to move tables ever?
No.
if they're
I've
not
done that.
busy, I have.
Yeah, I've
if
done
like
that
there's
too.
plenty of seating, I'm like, hey, can I get that table?
Or
over
before they sit us, they'll go to sit us. Like, hey, can I sit there instead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Here's the thing that's going to make me sound like a geriatric. Some of these restaurants are so dark.
I don't
I
mind
can't
dark
see
as
shit.
much as I don't like loud
Some
Like
are allowed to.
music or like
Yeah.
that bothers me.
See, I'm with Alex on the darkness. Like, I've been in restaurants where it's just
If I can't read the menu, like, what the
Oh,
heck are we
yeah.
doing?
that, and it's like, it gives me a headache because I'm like trying to focus on the person I'm with or whatever. And it's like,
Never. I don't have these problems. I don't know. I don't know. I've never thought about it. Huh. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wear one of those headlamps
I've seen people who've actually done that.
at a restaurant.
Yes.
That's wild.
If
A
I was-
strobe.
Or they bring up their phone and turn it on the brightest setting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get it, but
The way I hold my phone in my hand, I turn on my flashlight all of the time, and it's really embarrassing because it looks like I'm like trying to be a creeper or something like that. It's like, no, it's just the way
Like
my
you're taking
fingers.
pictures of people. Mm-hmm. Maybe you should just start taking pictures of people. They already think you are.
It's a public space. Public space.
That's a gray area. Anyway, I watched 3 movies.
Three of them things.
Different eras too.
Okay.
So I watched first. You watched some new stuff too, so we'll go back and forth. I watched Burn After Reading.
Yeah,
You seen it?
I've seen most of it, and I know the majority of it.
Yeah. Great cast. I really like John Malkovich a lot.
Yeah,
It's not what I expected. I don't know what I expected.
that's one of those movies where people die that you don't expect them to die.
There's nothing really happening
Yeah,
the whole movie. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever seen it?
nope.
So, it's Brad Pitt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to look it up because I've never seen
Yeah.
it. That's how I knew.
He works at a gym with this lady. She wants like she wants surgery, like lipo,
Yeah.
all this stuff to make
Yeah.
herself hotter. John Malkovich's wife's having an affair. She's gonna leave him. He gets fired from CIA. So she downloads like bank statements and his memoir, I guess, inadvertently gets put on a disc. The disc gets lost. Brad Pitt and those guys get a hold of it. They think it's like top secret CIA stuff. So they try to blackmail him. They try and sell it to the Russians. It's nothing. It's nonsense. The whole time it's just like paranoia. Like, what Clooney thinks people are following him that really aren't, and they think that they have this, and it's just like, just basically paranoia, and like people die because of it, and it's pretty crazy. The bad people lived. Like, that's what bothered me. Is I'm like, the ending wasn't satisfying whatsoever. But it was very good. It's not what I expected at all. I would highly recommend, and it's an hour and a half, like quick watch.
That's like a good airplane movie.
Yeah.
You know.
What would you do if you found CIA documents?
Not tell a single person.
No.
No way.
Yeah, you would
probably,
tell us.
I'd tell you guys probably. But I'd be so afraid of opening it.
Yeah, because like especially nowadays.
Like I'm sure they can figure out who opened it.
Yeah.
And you know
where and
I have such little technological skill that like I don't even know how to use like a VPN. So
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't know how to do it.
Open it.
Yeah, so like they're absolutely finding out my exact location.
Maybe there in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm not important enough. Like if I went missing,
you would go missing.
I would go
because that's what happened.
you know.
They're like
the immediate people would notice, but no one else.
Yeah.
yeah. They're like so and so's dead. Like they're like, do you want us? No. He's like, no. Get rid of the body. Burn it.
Yeah.
And it's just like Jesus.
Yeah. So
What, J.K. Simmons, I think. That's a great cast. It's not. I don't know what I expected. I thought for some reason I thought it was like more of like a romantic movie, but it was recommended to me on Netflix. Highly recommend. Check it out. Just convoluted. That's how.
Over the top almost.
No, it's all very believable. Like nothing happens that's unrealistic. Like I mean, maybe the way that the gym people handle it is a little unrealistic. Like I don't think she would go that far to get her surgeries or whatever, which she ends up getting. But everything that happens is like very believable, like nothing's too over the top. So
you should watch
7.5.
it.
I watched 2 newer movies.
Okay.
So last episode I said I was going to watch Sinners. I did not watch Sinners.
Boo.
It's okay. I don't remember you saying that.
I do.
Oh yeah, he said he was going to make it a whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him to invite me over. He didn't. I was wondering why.
I watched The Accountant 2 instead.
Of course you
Hers
did.
not as good as the
It's-
accountant one.
Yeah, you're right. It's not as good. It was still okay.
Is it still Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck and the other guy who played in The Walking Dead. Shane, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, Punisher.
Punisher. I didn't know if you would know him from that, so I said Walking Dead. So
Wolf of Wall Street. He's in it. Yeah. It's fine.
Is it?
He's one of the like salesman guys.
I don't know.
He's like, sell me a pen, and he's like, do you have a
he's
pen?
the buff
No.
dude who sells the jugs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a minor character.
That's the one. I know.
That's weird.
It was still okay. Wasn't
John
as good as the first one.
Bernthal. Isn't that his name?
Sounds right.
All right. Sorry,
Sure.
Shane.
Some parts of it were like you could tell what's his name's getting older. He wasn't doing as many.
He's no Tom Cruise. Do you know he does some stuff?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then it was just like, yeah, it wasn't as good as the best way to say it. And the first one, not amazing, but it was still a good watch. This one,
Yeah, I've heard not as good.
yeah.
I didn't even know
it
it
went
came
to free Amazon in like a month, so. So I watched that. The second one was the movie Plane on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I almost watched it. Watched the trailer.
Yeah. It was entertaining.
A plane goes down,
He
and
lands the plane.
yeah, they survive, but there's a passenger who's being extradited.
As a prisoner from from a foreign country to America, right?
One of those weird countries.
Yeah, I forget which one it was. But, yeah, he's being brought back, and the plane goes down. The guy who's handling the prisoner dies in the plane crash. He's like one of the 2 people that die, of course.
Oh, well.
Right?
No, I don't need to watch it.
Oh, that's like the first 5 minutes of the movie. I won't spoil it because you guys should watch it, but some of the stuff is just so over the top, so unbelievable. Like it's like this guy's a pilot. Like he ain't doing all this shit.
I mean,
Was he a military pilot before being a pilot?
They don't give backstory on that.
I don't think so.
He could have been though.
Could have been.
Could have flew in Desert Storm.
But like even landing the plane where they landed, nah. And then he's like,
You think you could land a plane?
No.
probably.
I do. I think I'm.
I mean, the
It's
computer.
funny
does
you
most
bring
of it.
that up because another movie that I watched is Flight Risk. I don't know. Are you
I don't know
familiar?
what that is.
I haven't heard that one.
So it's Mark Wahlberg, Topher Grace.
Okay.
You know who that is?
Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
And-
newer movie.
Yeah. And the chick, I forget her name.
seen the
She's from
preview.
Downton Abbey. Yeah.
What a pool.
Michelle Dockery.
Yeah. You might recognize her if you saw her.
Okay.
99.5% of the movie is 3 people. That's it.
Yeah.
It's all on a plane. That's it. So Topher Grace is the accountant for a mob boss, and he's going to testify. So they're flying. He's in
The
shackles.
chick is like the handler, right?
Yeah, she works for the FBI. Mark Wahlberg's the pilot. So they're taking him from Alaska. He's been in like hiding, and they're flying him to go testify.
And it's a smaller plane, right?
Yeah, small plane.
It's just like just a
like a prop plane.
private.
Like there's 3 seats on it. There's the back's kind of big, but anyway. So they're flying, and Mark Wahlberg is acting a little weird.
He's talking.
Yeah,
I've seen the previews. I haven't
yeah,
seen the movie.
yeah. And then Topher Grace sees the ID card of the pilot, and it's not him. It's not the right guy. So Mark Wahlberg is working for the mob boss.
Yeah.
He's gonna take him out. Well, they figured out scuffle, blah blah blah. I don't want to spoil it. It's pretty predictable, but it's also pretty cool. Especially the whole movie. There's a couple voices on the phone and the radio, but other than that, it's 3 people on a plane for an hour and a half.
Probably a pretty cheap movie to make.
Yeah, I mean, the end, there's the whole landing scene and all that, which then there's more people and probably a little bit. But she has to try and land the plane, is what. And there's a pilot like talking her through it. They make it seem very hard. Like, and it's scary too because they're like there's nothing. If they crash, they're dead. They're in Alaska. Like, it's mountains and
Yeah,
snow.
you're going off a cliff if you miss.
Oh, so they're not really going very far.
Yeah, it's only a prop plane, so you can only.
Yeah, they're only.
Yeah.
It's only.
miles.
Yeah, it's only supposed to take like 2 hours tops or something.
I
Like, it's
understand.
not far. But he's like taking them the wrong direction. Like, he's not taking them where they're supposed to go.
Yeah. I
Very
understand.
good acting. It's weird to see Mark Wahlberg in that role. Like,
Yeah, because he doesn't normally play a bad guy.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, he was a very good bad guy. Like, the stuff he was saying and stuff, I was like, Jesus, it was intense. And then there's like backstory for her that they talk about. Topher Grace is great.
I think he's a pretty good actor.
He's very believable in it. Like, he's like a wimp. You know what I mean? He's an
He
accountant.
plays that a lot.
But
I've noticed.
He, yeah, it was good. My wife fell asleep. I was pretty angry. But
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 30%.
really,
Yeah,
man,
but
That's all right.
on IMDb, it has a 5.3.
that's still not
No,
great.
it's not that good.
Man, I thought it was pretty good.
Well, that was the critics' score. Let me see.
Nothing happened that was like super unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dang.
Maybe that's what.
So the critics gave it a 30. The watchers or whatever gave it a 62.
Okay.
That's passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Directed by Mel Gibson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that till the end when it came out.
Oh.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Oh.
But I think it's definitely worth the watch. And it's like, I mean, obviously, I'm like, just do this. Like,
Just kill him.
I mean, that's what Tobey Maguire's saying. Or not Tobey. Topher Grace. Same thing. Basically the same guy.
But that's murder.
Yeah, well, that's what she's in the FBI. And then,
Right.
like,
Self-defense.
but yeah, that brings you back to like, could you land the plane?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
Especially if they're walking me through it.
You're coming in so hot.
Yeah, the ground's not going nowhere.
That's the problem.
You're moving the ground.
Yeah, it's very, very solid.
I think I could.
I think it's worth a watch. It's honestly not a long movie
Also
either.
Netflix.
Hulu, right?
I think it was Netflix. I don't remember any commercials. I think it was on Netflix.
I'm thinking about upgrading that shit, man.
I think it was on Net. That's the only thing I have that doesn't have ads.
It
Is Netflix.
sucks. Like I was watching. So, what was I watching where it had ads? But it was something like super serious, and then like a Prozac commercial or something came on.
I think that movie had that preview when we went and saw Gladiator.
Oh, really?
I think that's where I saw the preview. That's where I remembered seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for the most part, 99% of the movie, 3 people in a plane.
I watched. This is an older movie. I think early 2000s. It's called Sunshine.
I remember the name.
Little Miss Sunshine?
No. Oh. Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
No. No, it's a. So the sun has
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Is it Cillian or Killian? We've talked about it, and I still don't know what it is.
I don't know. Probably Killian.
The guy from Peaky Blinders.
Orders of the Peaky
Murphy.
Blinders.
Yeah. There you go. And it has.
Those Ryan.
I don't know if anyone else is really super big in that movie.
Benedict Wong.
But anyways, it's a
Dick Wong.
Benedict Wong.
It's an opportunity.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me get into the details.
That's not how he says it, though. Say it how he says it.
No, I'm not.
It's a crew. So the sun, in the beginning, it kind of makes it seem like the sun is dying, but it's not. There's something like
The sun in the sky. S-U-N.
You're right.
Okay.
Something's like in the middle of it that's like affecting its burning. So it's much dimmer on Earth, and it's a solar winter. So nothing's growing. It's literally just winter with snow and everything.
That sounds like winter.
Mm-hmm. So I forget what the ship was called. It doesn't matter. They're the second version of it. The first version of the ship was launched like 7 years before.
They're in outer space.
Yeah, and what it is yeah, they're in outer space, and it's a spaceship where it kind of looks like the International Space Station, and it's pushing this huge nuclear bomb the size of Manhattan Island, like huge, and their goal is to push it into the sun. It'll get, they think, because obviously you don't know, that it'll get absorbed by the gravity, get pulled into the core, explode, readjust the sun, fix it.
A Kickstarter, pretty much.
Basically, it's like putting a fire starter in a fire.
Okay.
And it's cool because the ship, it's the ship, and then this huge shield of like reflective things to protect them. Because when you're 1,000 miles from the sun, the heat is so intense that you just
So this isn't all humanity on this ship.
No.
Earth is still alive.
They're alive, but they're dying.
Right. Okay.
And there's like 7
And
people.
if it was like a Wall-E situation. Okay.
No, so the first one goes missing. They send the second one up. And then these guys, they get close to the sun, missions ago, whatever. But then when they get close to Mercury, because of the metals on Mercury, it's transmitting a distress signal. They pick up the signal from the first ship. And because of the solar interference, no one on Earth could hear it. So then they're like, do we complete the mission?
Yeah.
Or do we go there? But then something happens. One of the guys adjusts it incorrectly. So that shield gets thrown off and some stuff gets burned up. So they realized they had to go to the other ship to use its nuclear warhead if it was available. Blah blah blah. And then it's this whole thing.
You don't.
They go on to
you
it.
all die.
Things go wrong. And, it's a classic one of those kind of like.
So it's like core.
Yeah.
In space.
You don't even go to the other ship. You go head first into the sun and die.
So, okay, well, here's the problem. They find the other ship.
It's your
it
mission.
starts off as like a disastrous kind of movie, but then it has a significant tone shift 3/4 of the way in, because
I might actually watch
the captain of the first ship pulls a Apocalypse Now and goes crazy. So they have this, it's the viewing room, and it's like a little slit, and the computer can open it up, like it's literally like 0.0%, and it's like super bright, and it lets them see the sun. Well, if you open it up to like 100%, you instantly burn into ash. Well, they find the old crew
Burn up.
Yeah, and then while they're connected, I'm going to spoil a little bit, but it's okay.
Spoiler alert.
It's 18 years old.
The breach breaks up, so they're no longer connected. They thought it was, just a mechanical error.
Accident.
I'm just saying, maybe not everyone's dead. It's the whole thing. So it turns from like a disaster movie to more of like an Alien type movie,
Kinda
like
like
the
Interstellar?
franchise Alien. Yeah,
Where they go and save what's his name.
yeah.
You don't even go to the other ship. Even if your shield's damaged, you sacrifice for Earth.
Could they have completed the mission?
So initially they thought yes, because they have a room where it grows plants, which gives them oxygen. So initially yes, but
Okay.
things go wrong.
Would you watch it?
Yeah, it was good. I saw a clip of it on TikTok, and that's how I watch a lot of my movies. Like, not the whole movie. That's what gets me into them.
Would you sacrifice if you were on that ship? It's your call. We can go
Yes.
to the first ship, or we can continue course. We're probably gonna die, but we're gonna complete our mission.
There was something that I think even before something like the dude made the error that made them need to go to the first ship, I think, because that's what created because you're right. The mission over everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Save,
It's like they knew the
You
risk.
have to save
Yeah.
humanity. You
Yeah.
have to.
They can't. They could probably not send a third one. Let's be
No,
honest.
they couldn't, because
There's not enough
they
time.
even say that these are it's literally the size of Manhattan. They used up all of the
warheads.
stuff that
Plutonium.
whatever it is, it's all gone. There's none of it left on Earth, so they couldn't make a second one.
that would never happen anyway. There's no way all the countries would come together
No.
like that.
No, and you'll see the ending is kind of okay, but it's a pretty good movie. I think it could have lived without the tone shift, but it, I guess, adds to it.
On Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a 76.
Better than Flight Risk.
Yeah, the acting, Chris Evans and Cillian Murphy are two of the main characters. It's pretty darn good.
A 76 from critics and a 73 from viewers.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Me neither. But it sounds a lot like Interstellar and
Yeah.
Core, which are two good movies, I think. So I might give it a watch.
It's pretty good. It was on. I had to rent it. It was $4,
I'm not gonna rent it.
but
I mean, maybe.
maybe it's on something I didn't feel like searching for.
There's other things.
But I also
It's
watched.
on YouTube. Yeah, no, it says you can only run it.
Yeah, I also watched the Prince of Egypt.
The animated one?
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Have you ever seen that?
I think so. Like back a long time. It's old.
It was
right?
like '98, I think.
Yeah.
And
Pretty good. So it's DreamWorks, and I think it's one of their first ones.
Yeah.
DreamWorks is the guy who got fired from Disney
Is it?
Yeah.
and then started his own company.
Yeah, and I think Shrek came out in '99 or 2000, so I think it's pre-Shrek.
Everybody who were doing bad on the Prince of Egypt got put on Shrek.
Oh, really?
I knew that.
Yeah. So the Prince
Shrek
of-
was the big FU to Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was also punishment for people who were doing bad or
So
falling
Prince of
behind.
Persia was
Prince of what?
not Persia. That's the game. Prince of Egypt. It's the animation is weird. It's pretty good, and then every once in a while there's like super intense like 3D animation, like it's a biblical story, and like the scene where Moses parts the water, the Red Sea. Like I saw a thing that said it took the animators 2 years to do that. But like,
yeah, it was in '98, so
yeah, it's pretty cool. The cast is freaking phenomenal. It has the main character is Val Kilmer. That's Moses. Ramses is Ralph Fiennes. You know who that is? He's the guy who played Voldemort, or he's from Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
They have
Steve Martin,
and Martin Short are characters.
Sandra
Bullock. There's another woman,
Michelle Pfeiffer, and then Patrick Stewart,
Danny Glover,
Sir Patrick Stewart to you, buddy.
Well, and then the Jeff Goldblum's in it.
I like Jeff Goldblum.
Quality, cast, voices. But yeah, it's good. It's it's even if
Val Kilmer played Moses
and
God, yeah.
Yeah. So like it is a biblical story, and take that for what you will, but the movie itself
I still thought it was a great movie when I was growing up.
I can't remember any of it.
It's the story of Moses saving the Israelites from slavery.
There were a lot of singing in it though.
Yeah. But it's not anything different than like a movie like Hercules or like
Hercules is great.
Yeah. And kind of the same deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. And then I did my annual rewatch of Titanic. Mostly because my wife was watching it. We did a 2-nighter. And we stopped, when you had the old VHS of Titanic, that's where we stopped for the next
How'd you know?
She knows. She knows exactly the moment where it's like,
Split.
Put in tape 2.
Dang.
Yeah.
She likes it like that.
Yeah, it's one of her favorites.
Jack.
It's a really good movie. It is a really good movie.
I've watched it.
We went and saw it when it came back to theaters.
Oh, for like the 25th or
whatever it was. It's sad.
Yeah, well,
obviously.
I was about to say a lot of people died.
Still don't like that she throws the diamond.
Oh yeah,
overboard
to hide it for all those years.
But I also get it. It's like it's her memory of everything, and now she's letting go.
Yeah, but
you hid it for so long. Like they went through the Great Depression.
Yeah, she could have.
Her husband could have definitely probably used it.
Well, they weren't together. He killed himself in the Great Depression. She said, I guess I don't know if she was married to the new guy, but Cal. She said in the crash of 1929, he shot himself.
I mean, he wasn't the best guy, but
he was pretty shitty.
Was he the worst?
He was very.
He slapped her once.
Oh my god!
It only takes once.
I mean.
I was thinking about
she was literally cheating on him on the boat.
That's true. That's true. She was acting kind of a fool. I get that.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying I understand.
Yeah,
that's true. But like when she,
I'm here, lady. What do you mean?
What? He was rich. He treated her up till that point pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
for back then.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right. For back then.
Right. Not that makes it okay. I'm just saying.
If you had the money back then, would you have taken a trip on the Titanic?
Probably. Why not?
Oh, yeah, I would say so. It's one of those things.
There's no other option.
Like they're saying, especially because they're saying it's unsinkable, this and that. Like,
it's
none of those people knew.
There were a lot of important people on there.
There were.
Yeah.
There were.
I'm waiting for you to go into your theory.
We won't get into that.
You think it's the Olympia or whatever?
I don't. I just think it was an insurance thing.
Have you ever told your wife about your theory?
Yeah, she's kind of on board, I think.
I think it was the Titanic.
One of my favorite stories about the Titanic.
I can get on board with it being an insurance thing.
Yeah.
That's
I think
believable.
it was the Titanic. I think because there were reports that there was a fire in one of the boiler rooms before it took off. So the ship was already structurally unsafe. I don't know, it's hard because it's did they try to hit the iceberg or was it just a freaking coincidence? I don't know. Or maybe none of it's true, but there is maybe a sliver of possibility.
They did hit an iceberg.
Oh no! I'm saying they did. I'm saying like did they do it on purpose?
There's pictures of the iceberg.
No, I know. Did they do it on purpose though, or did they accidentally? That's what I'm saying. I know.
In the middle of the night.
I know. So I don't know that part, but the favorite story is like, so I went to Hershey, Pennsylvania last year and visited, and they were like, Milton Hershey and his wife were supposed to be on that ship, but they had to stay a couple days longer for business. And if they would have been on the ship, obviously they probably
weren't there like J.P. Morgan people or something.
Yeah, there was big people. Yeah. But I think the owner of Macy's at the time was on it, and a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah.
Would you pretend to be a woman to get on a lifeboat?
I was thinking about that. I don't know.
I'd have been fighting.
I would have been fighting.
They would have just killed you.
I mean, it's easy for me to say right now.
I'd rather take a bullet and be done quick.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you would have been done quick anyway.
Yeah.
You don't make it very long in that water.
No.
10 minutes tops.
Have you seen where they like see how long you can last? Like,
there's
a thing where like they test.
Yeah, I've done it.
Really?
Yeah, well, I went to like the exhibit at the Science Museum one time, and you could put your hand in the water. It's cold, man.
Yeah,
it's really cold.
You're not like within minutes you're losing it.
Yeah, and everyone's always like they could have both fit on the door. Watching the movie with that in mind,
they could have fit.
I don't know, man.
I think
they would have both been submerged.
Yeah, it would have been like a couple inches underwater,
and they would have froze.
Yeah,
I think the Mythbusters proved that buoyancy would either have caused them both to die because it would have broken apart, or like you said, it would have been underwater where they're just
like it still would have been floating, but they would have been
in water.
Well, yeah. Unless they could have both stood up and balanced themselves.
Right.
Which there was a Chinese man who did that. They don't talk about that. Yeah.
We
balanced on his hands and his feet out of the water, like stood up because he knew.
Didn't he have like frostbite on his fingers?
I think.
Stuff?
Yeah, but he survived.
Yeah. Well, the
amazing
cook got obliterated drunk. He's actually
he's in the movie.
Yeah. And he got obliterated drunk. His blood alcohol level was low enough where he didn't get hypothermia in the water, and he survived.
That's the key,
bro.
Yeah, he's on the back of the ship.
You should watch on YouTube the sinking of the Concordia.
It's
all home video spliced together because it was in like 2012.
Oh, is that the one where it like gets on its side, but a bunch of people died?
Yeah. But watch that, dude. It's intense.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's like 45 minutes long.
A lot of people got in trouble for that.
Yeah. That's the one where the captain, I think, fled.
Yeah.
And there's like radio, the helicopter, like, you get back on that ship, right? Like yelling at him and stuff.
Yeah. You have to go down with your ship, right? You have to do it. If there's a mass casualty event on your ship,
you have to at least stay on.
You have to be the last one off.
Yeah, the last survivor off.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Like, I understand if people went down, like, you're not going to swim down with them.
Yeah.
But, like, you get everybody off that you can.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the job, man. That's why
they make the big bucks. Yeah.
I'd like to think, never being in this situation, that I'd be a noble man and, force my wife to get on the boat. And then I stay there, and I don't know.
The one, like, super rich lady refused to leave her husband. Like, the richest woman in the world.
Yeah. I get it.
No, I would think so, too. Put my wife and kid on the boat.
Yeah.
And then, give me the violin, bro. I'll stand here. That's debatable, too.
No, it happened.
The violin?
Yeah.
Yeah, the quartet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard conflicting reports.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't actually happen.
They didn't play up until what the movie did depict, but they did play to help ease the tension.
I think that would make it so much more
What's even
tense.
crazier is there was a ship closer than the ship that came and rescued it, the Carpathia, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They thought it was fireworks, their emergency flares.
Or they were just cowards.
Well.
But wasn't there a mystery ship that did pass them earlier in the night that no one knows? Like,
I haven't heard that.
I don't know. It's funny to think if it happened nowadays and they kept playing music, Like everybody's dying. It's like
You got
lollipops.
They're getting sucker punched.
No, just like the song that's playing as death is.
You got, like, Flow
they're
Rida
playing like they're playing like Mozart. You know what I mean? And then like everybody's thinking they're dying. Shorty got low. You're like, God damn it! This is what I'm dying to. He's literally just popping up. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the coming in and out of the waves. That's all you can hear is Flow Rida as you're going down. Oh, that sucks.
You think you could be a captain of a ship?
Yeah.
What's that entail?
Like,
I could drive a
you're in
boat.
charge of everything, and you're the one who docks it and stuff. And
Well, that's a different person.
Yeah, it is.
really?
I watch Mighty Cruise Ships all the time on the Smithsonian channel.
Majority of large ships like that.
they have people
They
that
pull
work
in,
at
a
the
boat
dock.
comes out, a badass dude gets on the boat and parks it for
And
him.
he gets paid a
Yeah.
fuck ton of
Yeah.
money just to do that.
Yeah. I've
It's
seen
like
that.
a harbor master or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, those dudes get.
Yeah, the captains barely do anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I'm sure their job is very
So
important.
yeah, I could be a captain.
Yeah, it's mostly just like it's more of like a political thing. Like,
Yeah, there's another guy who's like doing all the research. Like, what do you think? We need to go right? Yeah, we need to go right. How about 15 degrees? About 12. 12 degrees right.
yeah,
He's like a music conductor. Do they really need that guy waving the little stick?
do they? You were in orchestra.
Yeah.
Does it
They
help?
need the maestro.
Yeah.
You paid
Yeah.
attention to him. You didn't
Yeah.
know what? Don't you have?
It's like
They
the
keep
tempo,
beat,
right?
The tempo.
but don't you know that?
No, you can easily speed up on tempo, slow down on tempo. If like it's a harder part, they constantly keep the beat.
Dang.
If it's at like 1/16,
Couldn't you just get like a metronome?
you can't use that in a concert.
Just
Everybody
it
could just have
play-
headphones.
Get some monitors in your
Yeah.
ears. And,
Okay.
I mean,
Replaced. Boom.
you're not a recording studio.
AI.
I guess. All right.
But yeah.
Anyway,
What's your third movie?
my third movie is Dragnet.
Mm.
You know what that is?
Yeah, it's like are they police officers?
Yeah, they're
FBI,
detectives.
Or detectives?
L.A. Detectives.
Yeah.
It's
from like
Tom
the
Hanks
60s.
and Dan
Oh.
Aykroyd.
Wasn't it an old show though?
Maybe.
I think it was an old show.
And then they made the movie.
Probably.
I don't know.
Is it good?
So it was good. It kind of had airplane vibes. Not as goofy at all.
I bet it was a show because like I think it was in the 60s, like late 60s, and all those kind of shows were a little like Batman.
It was very
Campy-ish.
quirky. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just little.
It was a TV show in 1967.
Yeah, okay. A few
4
one-
seasons.
a few
Yeah.
one line like Dan Aykroyd is great. He narrates too, and he talks like a old like noir.
Like a private eye kind of guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah. She came out of the smoky bar with nothing but a Trent. You know what I mean? Just like very. It's cool. Like I like that a lot. That aesthetic. And then like Tom Hanks is like the goofball. Like. But yeah.
What time period is it? Like the 60s?
No, it's
It was like modern day.
yeah, it's the 80s.
Okay.
And then like it's clearly like Hugh Hefner and Playboy, and like the story. It's not a great movie, like the story and all that, but it's like campy and like funny in a weird way. The humor still kind of holds up. It's weird to see those guys in those roles.
It's a Dan Aykroyd movie. Best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's very, but it's like half serious and half stupid. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to.
You should watch The Man from U.N.C.L.E. It's a movie.
Talked about that a couple times.
Yeah. If you liked Dagnet, is that what it is?
Dragnet.
Dragnet. I think you'd like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Because it's the same thing. It was a show in the 60s. I think it was the 60s. And it's kind of like campy-ish like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though for sure. But it's you don't have to pay attention super close. Like
Yeah.
it's like light But
they're like on the hunt of like a main like villain, like they're cracking a case.
Yeah, so there's like this gas that they're. It's like kind of convoluted, but like there's a guy who's like against pornography and anything like that, and then there's like the Hugh Hefner character, but they're secretly in business together because like if half hate and half love, that's everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like, but then they end up screwing each other over, and like nobody believes that it's him, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. They take Dan Aykroyd's badge at one point because he tries to arrest them, and like the one, so like they go to like a, it's like a cult. They're pagans is the group. It's people against good and more and something good, and I forget what the N stands for, but they're like sacrificing a virgin. They like stole these animals from the zoo to like, and they rescue the virgin, and the whole time they refer to her as the virgin, and then they say her name, and then at the end he's like, oh, I just left what's her name. So he's like, you mean the virgin, what's her name? And he's like just that kind of stuff. Like it's like stupid, but like it's very good. I don't know, I enjoyed it. It was a lighthearted watch.
Was that a solo watch?
Yeah. I think that was prime time to be a detective too.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
A lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
A lot less rules.
Was
your dad a detective in the 80s? Just asking.
Not in the 80s. No.
Okay.
No.
A little bit before his time.
Yeah. But Dan Aykroyd follows all the rules.
Did they have a shoulder holster?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those.
Well, yeah, like here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Vest holster.
Is that what it's called?
I think so, because it goes over your like
shoulders.
Yeah, but it like.
It doesn't go in the middle because you have to wear it. You wear a jacket and
it almost looks like suspenders.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, my dad had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I tried to get him to wear his badge around his neck on a chain, like Bad Boys, like
Bad Boys, Training Day, The Wire, all that stuff.
He wouldn't do. Maybe he did when he like went out.
Mike Lowry.
Yeah, like he got called out in the middle of the night and had like a hoodie on. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me feel like I should arrest someone more than wearing a badge around my neck. I don't know.
Should have been a cop. I should have been a cowboy.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
All right, so I'll try and watch The Man. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds stupid.
It's not. I promise you, it's not.
Watch.
It's Henry Cavill. Is that how you say his name? And Armie Hammer. And it's like it's in the '60s, and it's the KGB versus. I think he's the CIA, or maybe.
No, the one guy's CIA. The other guy is M6 or whatever.
No. The Armie Hammer's KGB for sure. I don't know if it's MI6 or. I think he's MI6 then.
Yeah.
And it's a Cold War thing. They end up working together, and it's a whole thing.
Huh.
But it's like Mission Impossible, just a little more campy, and in the '60s. But it's good.
You're thinking in the back of your mind, I'm not gonna watch.
He doesn't. I don't know if they do their own stunts or not, but no, it's good. For real, it's good.
I only watch people who do their own stunts.
No, it's good. I recommend it.
Dan Aykroyd did his own stunts.
He did.
Did he?
I don't know. They do have a LAPD fighter jet at the end. It's a little ridiculous. I mean, but they know, like, it's aware of what it is. It's like it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They keep getting crappier and crappier cars as it goes on. Like they start with one, and then they end up with like a
Pinto.
Maybe a Pinto. It might be actually. It gets smaller and smaller like as the movie goes on. It's funny. Just little stuff like that. That's like.
It's like the Hat and Super Troop or Scary Movie.
I mean, yeah, it's not as obvious as that, but.
I got you.
They get their 3 or 4 cars. But yeah, it's funny to see like young Tom Hanks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all
You
I
think
got.
he's cute?
He's not bad.
All right.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. He shows up in the beginning like with a beard and like all scraggly, and Dan Aykroyd's like, Section 24006, blah blah blah, clean shaven, leather shoe. Like he's like very by
Straight laced.
Yeah, by the book. That's all I got. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Sunshine.
Yeah. Pretty good movies. Give me one.
Plane.
Plane?
I think Flight Risk sounds better than Plane.
Okay.
No, Plane was entertaining, but in the back of your mind, you're like, there's no way.
It was cool to see Mark Wahlberg as a bad guy,
Okay.
but
Where did you watch Flight Risk?
I believe it was on Netflix.
Okay.
I think it was on Netflix. I don't remember
Okay.
ads.
Okay.
So that's all I got. Until next time.
Stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the Extra Medium Show with Alex and Corey. Please make sure you like and subscribe.